We're gonna go to the quote, is you'll never know who you are until you know who you are not. And when I heard that quote, I heard it years ago, and it came up somewhere, maybe when I was walking in the morning in my, my meditative walk, and it just struck me so hard because I've learned so much about who I actually am. And the only thing I know is that I'm a fucking good dad. And that's it. That's it. I'm a good person. I'm tearing up right now, as always. I'll cry fully. But I used to think I'm a good trainer. I'm a good bartender. I'm a good manager. I'm a good coach. No, I'm a good fucking person. I'm not a perfect person. I'm a good person. I help people. I care about people. I do whatever I can to make sure that they survive and that they succeed. I'm a great dad because I don't allow things to get in the way of my family and anything that comes with that. I will protect. I will support. I will provide. I will help. I will be there. And that's my goal. That has always been my goal, right? I get offered jobs that I deny. Like I say no. I say no to these positions. I say no. And I don't know if my wife likes it or not, but she's like, why don't you work here? No, because who's gonna pick them up from school? They're not going to fucking daycare. Yeah, I'm not doing it. That's not in my value. And I tell her that all the time. It's like, that's not in my value because I was put in daycare. I was left alone. I took care of my brother with my grandmother. My grandmother, God bless her soul, but she didn't do much. She cooked, and then she beat the shit out of us when we fucked up. But for the most part, I raised my brother. That's not good. How do you let a fucking 8-year-old raise a 5-year-old, or an 8-year-old raise a 3-year-old? How do you let a 13-year-old raise, what's 13 minus 5? 9? I don't know. How do you do that? Well, we did it. And we're here, and I'm glad we did it. I'm fucking so grateful that we did it, and we got through it. But I don't want that for my kids. I don't want my kids to go through what we went through. I don't want my kids to have to knuckle up that bad, to lie, to steal, to cheat, to do whatever it takes just to get by, right? We did whatever it took to fit in. It made us who we are, it did. And I want them to find that too. But I also want to be a part of it. Cultures are different. Everyone is different. Raising, lifestyle, everything's different now. So why does it have to be the same way? And people say, oh, well, when I grew up, I walked 10,000 miles to school. When I grew up, we played football with a helmet, and then that's it. Well, it's not fucking that anymore. Will you let it go? When I grew up, we went down to this. Yeah, good for you. When you grew up, there was also no internet. Now look how much better the world is. It's fucking better. But I want my kids to do that. I want to be there. I want them to say, Dad, I trust you. I don't want that gap to go too far because we don't have that much time with them. Right? I talked to a child psychologist, a school psychologist, and he was like, you got to the age, are you ready for this? The age of 8 to 10. It might only be 8 now, to instill values into your kids. And then after that, the influence of peers take over. And I don't want to miss that. It's only 8 years of my life that I got with them to tell them, no, don't do that, be here, let's do this. This sounds like a great idea. That doesn't sound like a great idea. Because I don't want them to say, Dad, where were you? Mom, where were you? We were working. I'm very happy to say that I would rather downgrade the way we live than to sacrifice that. And that's what I know. Sure, I have to provide. Sure, we have to do this. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Trust me, we will figure it out. And if that means sometimes downgrading and going a little lower or finding an easier way or a better way, yeah, I fucking learned how to do that growing up. I learned how to steal to get shit done. I learned how to cheat to get by in school. I want to make sure when they're in any game or performance or whatever it is they're doing, they will see me smile and be proud of them. Whether it's 3 years old, 5 years old, 8 years, as much as sometimes I want to go to these fucking things, trust me, I don't want to go to some of these things. But the importance of showing up and being there is more important than any gift you'll give them. You could give them the nicest house with a pool and a slide and this and that and this and that. But if you're not there to watch them do something they wholeheartedly love, you missed it. You missed the opportunity to connect. That's connection. That's being there. There's a lot of things that we go through in life that just don't make sense to us. And we do things for the sake of the buck. We do things for the sake of someone else. We do things and sacrifice ourselves for something we actually don't even give a shit about. Here's the one thing I know, and here's something I always used to think about. Something I used to think about every single day. I used to think about this, okay? And I stopped because I know the answer. I always used to ask myself, if I die, who's gonna show up to my funeral? And I would imagine these things, especially when I'm at funerals or church. I would just think about, who's gonna show up? You know who's gonna show up to my funeral? Fucking everybody. Everybody. There's no doubt in my mind that I've had that much of an impact on people's lives, whether they say it or not, by me being kind, caring, memorable, and just showing up. They're gonna show up. And I'm not scared if I die. Is my family being taken care of? Yes, they will. Because people will not let me down. And when I say we, I mean my family. Is it gonna be hard? I'm sure. Is it gonna be tough for the family? Of course. And if I die, it's gonna fucking hurt. I know. But will they be taken care of? Yeah, they will. Because the connections I made, the love I spread, and the person I became to be. And the only way to become that person is to try things out. And then say either yes or no very fast. You know who you are by finding out who you are not. Think about that one today.